Steph taking in the moment before he sets his sights on the NBA Finals and those Cavaliers. So our basketball power index gives Golden State a 75% chance to win the series. Stephen A., you on board with this? Should they be such heavy favorites?
No, they should not. I don't believe that the Golden State Warriors should be heavy favorites for a bevy of reasons. Number one, as great as Steph Curry is questionable health. He's not 100%, and I think he'll need to be pretty close to it for the challenge that awaits. Number two, I think in the last series, some of the bigs for the Golden State Warriors have gotten exposed, particularly the interior defense. They'll be going up against a guy in LeBron James that I can assure you will be visiting the hole quite often. He's coming to the basket. He's coming for them. So is Kyrie Irving. And I'm going to take this a step further. Skip Bayless, as you know, I've been covering a lot of Cleveland games this year. They want Golden State bad, man. I mean, this is not a team that believes that, they are going to play second fiddle to Golden State. This is not a team that fears Golden State. They respect them. They understand the challenge that awaits, but they want them. And they're fully loaded now. And I've got my questions, and as we break down this series moving forward, I'll let you know what it is. But I'll tell you this much. LeBron James is not going to have an exhaustion issue like he did midway through the finals last year. He's going to be able to be spelled for some minutes. Matthew Dellavedova is not going to be required to go to the hospital to get some fluids in him because he has to play so many minutes. Why? Because both reasons is because of Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is going to have the ball in his hands. Kyrie Irving is going to have an answer for what Steph Curry decides to throw at him, for what Klay Thompson decides to throw at him. Kyrie Irving's a bad boy. And I can assure you that more times than not in this upcoming NBA Finals series, you will hear from him. So because of that and the level of inspiration that they have, because they believe that they would have won the championship last year if they didn't have to succumb to injuries to Kyrie Irving in Game 1 of the NBA Finals, Kevin Love in the first-round series against Boston. I just think that this is going to be one of those epic series, not to mention the fact that if we're being totally honest, LeBron James is a two-time champion, no question. But I've said this to a lot of people, and I'm going to say it again. You can't be the king without a crown. And I know he's got 2 rings. But I'm not looking at those crowns. Yep. I'm saying that right now, in this moment, the reigning, the defending NBA champion is Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. And if you were to lose to Steph Curry again, he's the king. And I think LeBron is aware of that. And I don't think there's anybody that wants to get at Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors more than LeBron James. And so because of that high motivation element that exists here, I'm just going to look at it, and I know Golden State wants them too. I had Klay Thompson say to me last night, look, man, I said, hey, they want you. Yo, no, we want them. So Golden State wants Cleveland too, sure, which is going to make the series epic. But nevertheless, Cleveland's highly motivated. 75 to 25% favorites? No, that is too steep. Too wide of a margin, and I don't see that being the case in this series.
Yeah, our basketball power index had the likeliest outcome, or has it, at Golden State in 5. So it's saying it's giving the highest percentage Golden State in 5. Wow. I don't see that. And by the way,
neither do I.
As I just listened to you break it down for me and for us, it sounded like, and I know we're going to save our picks for a couple days, probably until Thursday.
Yeah.
But it sounded like, to me, you were starting to lean toward picking the Cleveland Cavaliers. Did I hear that?
I have no comment about that until Thursday morning.
Okay. I know you pretty well, and I just got that drift.
Keeping a good poker face right now.
I've surprised you with a few of my picks.
You have surprised me. But that was just to trump my pick, like to undercut it or jinx it or whatever. That's when you surprised me.
Let's put myself on Front Street. My record during the playoffs is pretty exceptional, but during the finals is awful.
Not so much.
Because I get emotional.
You do.
I get emotional during the finals, and I get caught up in my feelings. There's certain places I don't want to travel. I got aspirations for the series to end at a particular game, so I don't have to go back to another city, you know, or I get caught up in rooting for somebody. And I will openly confess this. I'm not going to make any decisions until Thursday in all seriousness because it is that tight of a call for me. But, Skip, I have to confess to you, I love me some Steph Curry. I think he's a beautiful person, man, and a great superstar.
But
I don't want LeBron James to lose another finals.
That's your strongest emotion I'm hearing.
I genuinely don't want. I really, really don't want LeBron. I'm going to be very sad if LeBron James walks away with his head down and he's lost another NBA Finals.
2-5. That would mean 5 losses and 7 tries in the finals.
It hurts to imagine that could happen to him. It really does.
Which is why, albeit that you told me that you're hearing from the Cleveland side, we want Golden State. We want to take them on at full strength with Kyrie. He looks to me like 100% healthy and Kevin Love healthy. And yet, and still, I imagine last night in the third quarter, LeBron sitting back watching it happen, watching Oklahoma City self-destruct 29-12 in the third quarter. And I imagine LeBron heaving a sigh and thinking to himself, uh-oh, now I got Steph Curry again. And I know you tell me they want Steph, they want Golden State. But you also tell me this. If somehow Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook had pulled it off, wouldn't you have given LeBron a better chance of beating Durant than Steph Curry? I would.
Yes, because of the decision making on the part of Golden State. I mean, of Oklahoma City.
Correct.
But in fairness, the great Rick Barry, who was a phenomenal basketball player,
close friend of mine,
I consider him a basketball savant.
Oh,
the man knows basketball
as much as anybody I've ever known. Yep.
He said to me last night after the game, he said, we're not beating Cleveland if we play like this.
It was pretty
Not
awful.
like this.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Not like that. He expects them to play better. He expects them to play better. But he was on the Golden State Warriors that they have to play better.
Yep.
And he would know what he's talking about.
He does, except they didn't have a three-point shot back in his day, and the three just it washes away all your sins. You know, like you start just raining threes, and all of a sudden all those turnovers, all those mess ups, you know, all those blown plays, they just go away.
But he's so knowledgeable about the game of basketball that I'm certain he sees the element of the three-point shot. He takes that into consideration. And when he talks and he's critical about the Golden State Warriors, we would need to listen because he's out here in the Bay. He watches them every day.
He watches every game. Yep, I agree. So, back to Molly's question. Should Golden State be a prohibitive favorite? Should they be a decided favorite? No, they should not, for all the reasons you just broke down. Should they be a favorite? Do they have the edge? Yes, they do. And I'm going to just break it down. You can disagree if you choose, but I'm going to boil it down to this. I still think that Steph Curry is a little mentally tougher than LeBron James. That's just me, because he's demonstrated that time and time again. But I'm with you on this. To me, LeBron, had the easiest path to a finals any superstar I can ever remember ever did have, which means LeBron is healthy, he's rested, he's mentally and physically primed for this. He cannot be better. And I told you yesterday, he's playing basketball at the highest all-around level I've ever seen him play, and he's got his team clicking around him. Everybody has found their roles right on time, thanks in large part to Tyronn Lue and the job he has done. LeBron loves him, respects him, trusts him. So LeBron's got his coach, he's got his 2 co-stars, he's got his role players in Tristan and JR and Channing Frye. It all fell right into place. What more could LeBron ask for? He has no excuses here. It's time for him to just go play. And I believe they do want to get even with Golden State. I get that. But Golden State also wants to prove to the world that it can beat a full-strength Cleveland, because they felt like they got slighted last year where they didn't get the credit they thought they had earned, that there was an asterisk that, oh, they were hurt. Go ahead.
Listen, Golden State's been highly motivated because people had questioned whether their title was fraudulent. So they had a chip on their shoulders coming into the season, which is what assisted Luke Walton in starting off 24-0 and finishing 39-4 as a head coach and replacing Steve Kerr for those 43 games. But the other side to all of this, let's not forget, Skip, the element of Tyronn Lue and LeBron James. And here's why. If you recall, on January 18th, I'm at the Cleveland Cavaliers Golden State Warriors game. We're looking forward to that game. Golden State walks into the building, goes up 43, and wins by 34, about 34, 32 points. In the immediate aftermath of that game, I go on SportsCenter, and I come on First Take the next morning. And I tell you that David Blatt's in a world of trouble. I'm walking through the hallways. I'm telling you what's going on.
Yep.
And 2 days after that, the man was fired.
He was gone. Yep.
You were fired at 30-11. As a #1 seed in the East. So here you are. Tyronn Lue has been given the reins. LeBron James obviously approves of that move. You are here right now back at the NBA Finals. That elevates the level of pressure to some degree because this is the justification for making the move that you made. There's a certain brand of basketball, a certain style, a certain swag that you needed to have because you anticipated coming out of the East and that your opponent would be the Golden State Warriors. Well, here they are. They've lived up to their billing. You've lived up to yours. And now we have an epic rematch here. So all of those elements come into play, and it really comes down to I have no doubt that LeBron's going to do his thing. I have no doubt that Kyrie is going to do his thing. I got two questions. J.R. Smith, last year NBA Finals, shot 31% from the field, 29% from three-point range, and finished the last 3 games of the NBA Finals, in which they lost all 3, shooting 12 of 42 from the field. Okay? That's what happened. So you got the J.R. element, and the most pivotal moment in this series, it comes down to Kevin Love. What is Kevin Love going to give you? Will he be that rough rider that Cleveland needs? Because Golden State has Draymond Green.
Yep.
And Draymond Green ain't scared of no damn Kevin Love.
No.
Yep.
Kevin Love's got to show up. If he doesn't, I don't know if Cleveland can win this series. But again, I'll make my prediction on Thursday.
As will I.
Stay tuned for that. Nobody has lost 3 straight NBA Finals in over 45 years. 3 members on the 68-70 Lakers team. So we have to wait till Thursday to hear what these two have to say. But we want you to weigh in. First Take fam, go on to Twitter. Let us know who's going to win, Warriors or Cavs. We'll share those results a little later in the show. And coming up, have we seen the last of Kevin Durant in OKC? We'll break down what last night's big loss meant for his future. That's next.
And go live. And I hope you ain't brought in your issues, cause if you brought in some